Hi, thanks for joining me today. We are in the Ocala National Forest on a campout this weekend. We are staying at a campground called Hopkins Prairie. Um, we're going to be cooking up a little lunch today. My nephew's coming by. He's on his way back home to Atlanta, so he's going to swing by the campsite and have lunch with us. And while we're at it, we're also going to talk about this canteen right here that I have. This is the Romanian military canteen from the 1970s. I'll share with you a little information and things I learned about it. So sit back and enjoy the video. Okay, before we get started, I just wanted to show you something new that I'm working on, just playing around with. It is this East German bread bag that I've added to my East German combat pack. So let me move this canteen out of the way here. It doesn't go with this set, with it being Romanian. But as you've seen in my other video, in this converted pouch, I carry my Sawyer water filter stuff in there. Okay, this is a grenade pouch that's been converted to be able to carry that stuff. I've got it attached with a couple of carabiners, so you can just flip that right over. And here's what I wanted to talk about here is the East German bread bag. It's very, very similar to the World War II German bread bags, and a lot of other countries carried this too, but it was basically for food rations. They would carry this on their belt, not on their pack like this. Okay, and then their canteen, which had a clip like this, and sometimes a belt strap, or both, would clip onto the bread bag, and the strap might even attach to this loop that's right here sewn in. There's a place for two of them, so they could have two canteens, or they could hook their mess kit to this possibly. But this was made to be worn on a belt. I don't think they carried it on their packs like this. But my idea is something that's really nice that hangs on the outside. That still goes with this East German set. You know, it goes right along with it. But to put stuff in it that you want to access quickly. So all these bread bags have this set up with a flap. It's got two button closures here. You can flip it open like this. And then there's another strap here that's adjustable with a button. Open that up. And you got two, I don't know if, hopefully you can see down the video, but there's two compartments inside there separate. So in this case for today, I've got our vegetables for our stew in here in a Ziploc bag. There's a couple potatoes. There's an onion. Also, for convenience, I got my flashlight in there, my cheap flashlight. In the back compartment, I got a couple drink mixes from an MRE kit. Cappuccino, French vanilla, cappuccino mocha. Some hot sauces to use in our stew from the Chinese restaurant near my house. Here's a thing of instant mashed potatoes we're going to use in the stew to help thicken it up, and some pork gravy mix. And then lastly, I've got some creamer and sugar in here for my coffee. Okay, so this is just kind of something I'm working on to see how it works out. I know that they didn't carry this on their East German combat pack like this, but as long as you don't put too much weight in it, it should be pretty good. It's just a way to add on to this bag and be able to carry just a little bit more. So anyways, let's get to cooking over at the fire. Okay, so for our cooking pot, I was wanting to use my East German mess kit to make it ultra cool, and it kind of went along with the Romanian stuff because they're both communist countries, but because I'm cooking for myself, Sean, and my nephew, I decided I better use my bush pot. That holds a little bit more, so I can make a little bit more stew for the three of us. And then Sean, as you'll see in the video, will be cooking some rice up in his Czechoslovakian mess kit over the fire. So you'll see that in action also. So I'm going to cut up all these vegetables here, and spare you for having to watch that. And I got some pork chop here to go in there with it. And I'll get back to you when it's time. Okay, so I've got this pork chop I'm going to cut up, and we're going to get it on the fire and saute it. So that's the next step. Okay, so I'm adding a little bit of Everglades seasoning that I carry in my pack. Everglades is a type of seasoning that's found in my local grocery store. I'm not sure if it's in yours, but it's an all seasoning that I enjoy a whole lot. So the fire's a little hot, so I'm just going to put it just a little bit over the edge here. Super hot. Let that pork sear up a little bit. It's already starting to sizzle. Okay, it looks like our meat's pretty browned up. So I'm just going to add the veggies to it now and some water. Move this here out of the way. Let's take this over to the picnic table here. Alright, now I got this East German mess kit just full of vegetables. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to use our add some water up to here. Perfect. So now we'll get this over onto the fire and get the cooking ease down. Okay, so we got the stew boiling up, and I went ahead and added the gravy pack. Sorry about the noise. That's my that's the tarp on my tent there. The wind's blowing off this prairie. Sean's gonna hold it for me for just a minute. Thanks, Sean. We got the stew boiling, and now Sean's going to put his Czechoslovakian mess kit on there. That's got water in it to make our rice. So I'm going to have to move this little crane here over so he has room to put my glove on here. Move this over here so he has room to. You want me to slide it on out for you? Move this handle out here. There. That should do it. Alright, so we'll keep it going. Okay, so let's talk about this guy. This is the Romanian military canteen with a cup on top. out of all the communist country canteens that I have collected, this is one of the better made ones, in my opinion. Okay, it's very similar to the East German, not the East German, the regular German World War II canteen. It's got a cup that's very similar shaped with the butterfly handles. The canteen itself is wool covered with this very nice blanket type grade wool cover, but the bottle shape is more taller. As you remember, the World War II one was more rounder. Okay, it's got a strap that goes around with a buckle to secure the cup to the top of the canteen. The strap continues all the way around with a mounting lug here. Okay, I would assume to undo this, you can undo it here, possibly, and slip it onto your belt. It also has on the back side this clip that would clip to the soldier's belt. Okay, in that type of fashion, however they were wearing it, or you could clip it to your backpack. This canteen was made in the 1970s. There's no exact date on it, stamped on it anywhere, on the cup or the canteen or even the wool cover. There's not very many markings on it at all. Okay, so before I take it apart, let's talk about here some of its specifications. I got those wrote down on a piece of paper here. Its weight, with the canteen empty and the cup attached to it, it weighs 13.8 ounces, or about 393 grams for those of you who are in the metric countries. When you fill this up with water all the way to the bottom of the neck, it weighs 41.5 ounces, or 1178 grams full. Okay, its capacity. We're talking about just the cup. The cup holds about 10 ounces, or 300 milliliters. The canteen itself holds 3.5 cups, or 800 milliliters. Okay, so it's got this strap here, like a buckle system. Pull this off, and it's got a strap on the back of the cup here to help hold the cup on, and then you have yourself a very nice aluminum cup with butterfly handles. Okay, this is it seems to be a high grade of aluminum. It's not the cheap stuff. All right, this is pretty nice. All right, and then the canteen itself, the early ones here in the 60s had a metal cap on the top of the canteen. This one is plastic, which makes it from the 70s up to the 80s. Okay, so this one was made in the 70s. Got a very nice wool cover with snaps on both sides of the bottle. Okay, and when you pull, the canteen pulls right out, and it's a very nice high grade aluminum. And the neck, the fill neck, is semi wide. It's not the widest I've ever seen, but it's nice. For you bushcrafters out there, this came very clean. There was nothing inside of it. I still sanitize it, but you could really, at least in my case, you could put this into service very easily. Plus, if you needed something to heat to boil water up, you could put this directly in the fire and sanitize water greater than just using that cup. Okay, you could do a larger amount of water with this, and there shouldn't be any trouble with that at all. Okay, and lastly, the actual cover itself is really nice, stitched very nicely inside. There's no loose threads. The actual, like I said before, the wool material is blanket thickness, kind of like those the cheaper green army blankets that we get here in the United States. It's very nice grade, and these are very nice grade leather straps that it has too, and buckles. So this is a really nice kit. If you were looking for an 800 milliliter 3.5 cup capacity type canteen to take on day trips, I would highly recommend it, because this one came in very good condition. So that's the Romanian military canteen. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. All those veggies have cooked down. So now I'm going to add a little bit of instant mashed potatoes to kind of thicken it up. These are the baby reds. Try that right there for now. Let's add just a little bit more. My stomach's growling. I just got that on film. Okay, so we'll just let this simmer just for a little bit and we're going to serve it up. And we'll take a look at Sean's rice here. Looking good. Okay, so we finished our lunch up here. Here's what it looks like now. The mashed potatoes really thicken things up. You can see right there. I'll get a better grip on this because it's hot. Look at that. Oh man. Nice and thick and good. It's going to go good over that rice. Okay. And then Sean, his rice here, he made with his Czechoslovakian mess kit. Okay. So let's go ahead and serve some of this stuff up. So you're spinning, I'll get some rice here. Man. Is that awesome or what? Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Us making a little lunch and talking about some military surplus. Like I said before, the Romanian military canteen is a very good option for you. It's a really cool one to collect, which this one's probably going to be mostly in my collection. But, you know, it is a functional canteen, at least the one I got is, that you could use on short trips and stuff because it's only an 800 milliliter one. So, anyways, thanks for watching our video. And if you like what you've seen, please click subscribe on the screen now to follow me. I try to put out as many videos as I can on different things like camp cooking like we're doing here, military surplus, kayak, bass fishing, and other types of fishing. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.